Hello, welcome to Local Matters. My name is Vicki Evans. Founded by a World War II veteran, U.S. Vets has provided comprehensive services to military veterans and their families. Since its establishment in 1992, thousands of at-risk veterans have benefited from U.S. Vets programs. So please welcome John Scott. John, thank you for being here. And John is the Executive Director of U.S. Vets-Phoenix, and then he is also a Marine veteran. And next to John is Calvin Jackson, and Calvin is the programs manager with U.S. Vets-Phoenix, and then he also is a 30-year Army veteran. So welcome, Calvin. And last but not least is Nicholas Curitan, and Nicholas is a veteran and was also a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. So again, thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So, John, tell us, I just skimmed the surface. Tell us a little about U.S. Vets.
Sure. U.S. Vets was founded in 1992, and really what we saw was a need in the Los Angeles area to provide services for homeless veterans. From its inception, where we really kind of focused on the housing component of homelessness, we've then broadened our horizons to really look and tackle some of the problems associated with homelessness, such as mental illness, substance abuse, and now, of course, the economy, unemployment rates. So we look at kind of a holistic approach to working with homeless veterans to get them rehabilitated so that they don't have to come back to reutilize our services. So from 1992, we move on to U.S. Vets-Phoenix, and we have 11 sites nationwide. We also have a site in Prescott and looking to expand possibly even to the Tucson area. So really there is a large need. Ironically enough, 8% of the Arizona population are actually veterans, but the homeless population is actually 20% homeless veterans. Okay. So there's quite a disparity there between the actual amount of veterans that are here in Arizona and the number of veterans that are homeless on the streets. Right. And that's our mission.
Okay, right. Oh, and it's a great mission it is. Nicholas, how has U.S. Vets helped you? And if so, how?
Oh, they've been substantial in helping me turn my life around. When I got to U.S. Vets, I didn't really have much at all, and now I've got a good job. I'm scored away. I've got a place over my head. I'm not out on the streets.
When did you get out of the service, Nicholas?
2009.
So all this is, you kind of went this way, and then now you're...
When I came back from Iraq, I took a very, very fast downward spiral. I had a lot of money, and I blew it. I didn't know what I was doing, and this place has really given me the life skills to move forward in life and really make something out of myself.
Right. Wonderful. And Calvin, you are as programs manager. Talk about what you do and how you work with people like Nicholas.
What we do is through our outreach department, we go out and outreach for the different shelters. We outreach with the VA and with other partnerships, social services through the community, and we try to find veterans who are in need, that might not know what the benefits are, might have housing needs. We bring them into our program. We make sure we take care of their, if they have any mental needs, if they have any substance abuse needs, if they have any needs that we need to reconnect them with their family. We provide 3 meals a day for them. We also have DOL services, Department of Labor, that we also assist them in finding employment, and our goal is to transition them from homelessness back into independency as rapidly as possible.
Okay, great. And do you expect to see increases in homelessness? And how many veterans are you working with at any one time, would you say, John or Calvin?
Sure. I mean, just this past fiscal year, we served over 840 veterans. We expect the numbers are going to continue to increase. With de-escalations of forces in Afghanistan, the prominence of post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms in the community, a lot of which are undiagnosed and are starting to surface from veterans, much like Nick, who got out in 2008, 2009, and are needing assistance to help them with that transition. We would only expect those numbers to go up. What's also confounding the issue is that the economy is slow and it's difficult to get jobs, and a lot of veterans face bias in the job search because of some of the ways that media has portrayed returning veterans coming home. So we do expect to see more. The numbers are definitely increasing, and we're seeing more and more homeless veterans each year.
Right, right. And now U.S. Vets, U.S. Vets in Phoenix, you all are providing housing projects. Is that correct? Describe that a little bit. I was on your website and looked at it. You know, it looked great.
Sure, absolutely. So we do have a site called Victory Place, but we also have a very exciting new project called Grand Veterans Village. And that would provide 133 beds of permanent housing for veterans within Maricopa County. And of course, you know, we can serve veterans outside of Maricopa County if somebody would like to relocate, that kind of thing. But what we're really looking at now is we've taken on an old hotel, and we're converting each room into studio apartments, so that veterans that are living off small amounts of money each month, maybe from a service-connected disability or a pension of sorts or Social Security, can actually afford to live there, can afford to buy their food, but also have the camaraderie and environment of living with a bunch of other veterans. And if there's one thing that I've heard the most by veterans, it's that they miss the camaraderie when they get out.
Yeah, yeah. Did you feel that, Nick?
I did. I feel like I'm back in the barracks again, and it's great. Yeah.
Okay, and we do have a little something to show you about how this is all put together, so please, let's take a look.
Some fresh paint, a new floor, maybe even a new fixture or two. More than 100 volunteers swooped down on an old motel near downtown Phoenix today. They were there to help rehab the rooms that will become apartments for veterans who have fallen on tough times.
The idea, you know, is to just get them off the street with a roof over their head, give them some food and employment services if that's what they're looking for.
The volunteers come from companies like Home Depot, Glidden Paint, and Intel. All of them we talked to had a very specific reason for being here.
It's a great occasion to be able to support the troops that are supporting us out there fighting for our freedom.
Do that. Help out the veterans. Make sure they have a nice place to stay since they fought so hard for our country.
Makes it feel great. Like to do something for them. They've done something for us, and this is the way we want to give back to them.
When the work is done, 15 rooms will be move-in ready, and eventually new tenants will join the 85 vets who already live at Grand Veterans Village.
It's tremendous. It's very uplifting, you know, that the community can just kick together and put it all together for people that served.
And we're a community, and that's what we are here. We're a community. These are all my brothers and sisters here. We watch out for one another. We help one another.
Hi, I'm Vicki Evans. You're watching Local Matters, and we have with us John Scott, Calvin Jackson, and Nicholas Curtin, U.S. Vets-Phoenix. And you've just been watching what a wonderful program they're doing with some permanent housing for vets. And I'd like to ask Calvin, who is the programs manager, the partnerships, you know, there's this great housing program, but as you said, labor, you know, getting people to work, supplying mental health help if necessary. So what kind of partnerships are you developing to provide these services for vets?
Yes, Vicki. Well, as you know, our greatest and biggest partner is the Department of Veterans Affairs. Also, we have partnership with the Department of Labor and also with HUD, Housing Authority. And that's with the governmental side and helping with some of our funding. But some of our biggest partners on helping us with putting together some of our projects and taking care of our veterans, Prudential is a big partner. Waste Management is a great partner. Home Depot is top of the list. We're also working with other nonprofit agencies. The Arizona Homeless Coalition is a big partner. United for Change, Greater Hands Over Phoenix. We're also expanding in Tucson with a couple of homeless providers in the local area. We're outreaching because we also have an incarcerated veterans training program where veterans who have been incarcerated that come out that still have needs, and we outreach to the local jails up in Pima and Maricopa County. So, I mean, the list goes on and on. If I left someone off, please forgive
Sorry,
me.
huh? I want to make sure you've got some contact information here. If you would like to reach out to U.S. Vets or if you need some help, please contact U.S. Vets 804 East Jones Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona, 85040. And the phone number is 602-305-8585. And website is usvetsinc.org/Phoenix. I'd like to ask Nicholas, how old were you when you were started being in the service in Iraq?
I joined when I was 18.
And you are how old now?
I'm 25.
25.
I turned 19 my second day in Iraq.
Did you really? So.
And he just turned 25.
And he
I just
and he looks like he's. I'm not even go there. You know, he's got the baby face. But from the boy who joined up at 18 and the young man who came home, what was probably the biggest challenge for you when you think of that young man? The
biggest challenge for me was assimilating myself into the real world. I came from one combat zone to another. And I went from catching real bullets to metaphorical bullets. Now I'm out on, I have no life skills. I don't know anything about mortgages or rent or apartment. I know how to shoot a gun.
Right.
You know, but.
Right. Are you from this area? Are you from?
I've lived in Phoenix most of my life,
okay.
Yes.
So, how did you hear of U.S. Vets?
Believe it or not, I actually heard of U.S. Vets while I was in prison. And I came down to U.S. Vets unannounced, and they didn't even know if I was a veteran or not when I got there, but they still helped me out, and they sent me to the VA and squared me away.
Wow. Well, congratulations. Congratulations to
Thank you
personally, Nicholas. We don't have a heck of a lot of time, so I'd like to talk about kind of any new projects or another program. You know, we've talked about so many that you would like folks to know about.
Sure. We're launching an Adopt a Room campaign. And this is to help us with our renovations of the hotel that we're currently working on to convert into studio apartments, and it's called Adopt a Room. And basically, anybody who would like to donate money, up to $2,000, if they donate $2,000, they actually get their name placard put above the room that they're adopting, and they get before and after pictures, so they get to see what the room looked like. And of course, if you actually want to come and check them out yourselves, we'd be more than happy to show you. In addition to our Adopt a Room campaign, we were recently awarded a Transition in Place grant, which means we now have some federal monies to assist us with veterans transitioning in place. Instead of having to go through programs, they can reside in their own in their own house. So that's another really exciting venture that we're excited to take on. In addition to that, we're working with some local community partners to focus on families. So we're working, yeah, exactly. So what we're not just focusing on the individual veteran, we're focusing on the entire family, because everyone is affected by veteran homelessness. And we want to address the full issue, exactly.
Right. I don't know when you all sleep, but if you would like to participate in Adopt a Room, or again, learn more about U.S. Vets-Phoenix, please contact them at address 804 East Jones Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona 85040, or call 602-305-8585, or visit usvetsinc.org/Phoenix. And that does wrap it up for us, gentlemen. It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for trekking down south and joining us. Again, thank you all so very, very much.
Thank you so much for having us. Appreciate it.
And as my mother used to say,